The crown was heavy on David's head, not from gold but from guilt. He had conquered nations, slain giants, and ruled with divine favor. But what David couldn't conquer was his own house. It started with a secret sin, one that cracked the foundation of his throne, and through that crack the darkness crept in. Absalom was his pride. Handsome, ambitious, a reflection of David's youth. But behind the charm burned resentment. He watched as his sister Tamar's innocence was destroyed by their half-brother Amnon, and David, the king, the father, the man after God's heart, did nothing. That silence broke something in Absalom. Justice delayed became vengeance fulfilled. He murdered Amnon, not out of cruelty but out of a sense of twisted righteousness. Then he fled into exile, waiting for a father's forgiveness that never came. Years passed. David longed for his son but couldn't face him. When they finally reunited, there were no tears, no embrace, and only distance, and in that distance, rebellion was born. Absalom stood at the city gates, charming the people with soft words and promises of fairness. He whispered, "If only I were judge in the land," and one by one hearts turned away from David and toward his beautiful, broken son. Soon Jerusalem trembled beneath the sound of revolt. David fled barefoot into the wilderness. The same man who once danced before the ark, now weeping, barefoot, betrayed. For in the chaos stood Joab, David's ruthless general. A man of war, loyal not to David's heart but to his power. Joab had killed before Abner, Amasa, anyone who threatened the order he believed in. To him, mercy was weakness. When David gave his final order, "Deal gently with my son Absalom," Joab didn't flinch. He had seen too much blood to believe in mercy. The battle came, and as Absalom fled, his long hair caught in the branches of a great oak. Dangling helplessly between heaven and earth, the prince who wanted to rise above his father now hung suspended in humiliation. Joab rode beneath him, and without a word drove 3 spears into his heart. And when word reached David, time seemed to stop. The room blurred. The throne meant nothing. The kingdom meant nothing. He fell to the ground trembling, crying out, "Oh, my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would God I had died for thee." It was the cry of a man who'd lost more than a war. He'd lost himself. And Joab saw the king's grief as weakness, but David saw Joab as a shadow of everything he used to be. Ruthless, unfeeling, dangerous. And before his death, David gave Solomon one last command: "Do not let Joab's gray head go down to the grave in peace." When Solomon took the throne, Joab fled to the altar, clutching its horns, begging for mercy he'd never shown. And there, by the sacred altar of God, the general who had slain in cold loyalty was struck down. In the story of David, Absalom, and Joab isn't about kings and crowns. It's about the cost of silence, the danger of pride, and how even those chosen by God can destroy what they love most. Because sometimes the war isn't on the battlefield, it's inside the heart. Well, comment amen if you believe God can bring peace where pride once ruled. And remember, silence can be as deadly as the sword.